Namaskar. Welcome to this edition of News Bulletin. In the headlines today, continuous improvements in all areas has led to the splendid performance of RSP and made it different from others, says Mrs. Soma Mandal, Chairman SAIL. And more than 18,000 children vaccinated through the nationwide Pulse Polio program organized by Ispat General Hospital of SAIL, Rourkela Steel Plant.
Team RSP is performing exceedingly well, but the best is yet to come, says Mr. Deepak Chatraj, CEO RSP. And a kilometer-long human chain organized at SAIL, Rourkela Steel Plant, to reinforce commitment to safety.
The challenges and the expectations become high when you are at the peak, says Mrs. Soma Mandal, Chairman SAIL, to RSP Collective. And Karamveer Award function held at Repair Shop Electrical of SAIL RSP.
Now, the news in detail. Continuous improvements in all areas has led to the splendid performance of Rourkela Steel Plant and made it different from others, said Mrs. Soma Mandal, Chairman SAIL, while interacting with the senior officers of SAIL, Rourkela Steel Plant on 2nd February 2021. The meeting organized at the Conference Hall Manthan was attended by Mr. Deepak Chatraj, CEO RSP, Mr. Rajveer Singh, ED P&A, Mr. Pankaj Kumar, ED Projects, with the additional charge of ED Works, several Chief General Managers, HODs and senior officers of RSP, as well as other SAIL units. The meeting was attended online by other senior officers of the plant from different locations. Notably, the SAIL chairman had reached Rourkela on a 2-day visit on 2nd February 2021. Commending the grit and commitment of the SAIL collective, the SAIL chief said, RSP has set benchmarks to emulate. Let's sustain the momentum and continue our upward growth trajectory. Mrs. Mandal elaborated about the priorities of the company and focused on key areas to further improve. RSP has the true potential to lead and set examples for others. The leadership, commitment and perseverance of Team RSP gives me the confidence that it will bring more glory to the company in the future, said Mrs. Mandal while concluding. A detailed presentation was made on the occasion highlighting the operational and other aspects of the plant. It was followed by an open house interaction in which the SAIL chief interacted with the participants. Earlier during the day, the SAIL chairman held discussions with the representatives of trade unions, executive association and local industry leaders. On third morning, Mrs. Mandal visited the various CSR initiatives of RSP at Deepika Mahila Jagruti Sansthan. She expressed immense happiness over the Deepika Hastakargha, the handloom weaving center projects. Thereafter, she visited the Super Speciality Hospital project at Ispat General Hospital and reviewed the progress and went around the facilities. Later, she went to Ispat Sarovar Udyan, which holds the distinction of having the tallest tricolor of the state fluttering on a 70-meter flagpole. The SAIL chief planted a sapling in the premises. Soon after, Mrs. Mandal held discussions with various key stakeholders of RSP at Rourkela House. She attended a function at NIT Rourkela before leaving Rourkela in the afternoon. She was given a warm farewell at the Rourkela airport by senior officers of the plant. In a special program organized at Ispat General Hospital on 1st February, the Pulse Polio Drive was launched. Mr. B.K. Hota, CMO MNHS, presided over the inaugural program. Present on the occasion were Dr. N.K. Sahu, Additional CMO, Dr. R.R. Mohanty, Additional CMO, Dr. Pushpa Kumari, Deputy CMO, Dr. Archana Behra, Deputy CMO, Dr. Anjana Maitra, President Rotary Club, doctors, nurses and staff of IGH, Rotary Club members and parents of children. On the first day, Pulse Polio was administered at different booths set up in the Steel Township. Subsequently, on the second and third days, door-to-door campaign was held to ensure 100% vaccination of children in the age group 0 to 5 years living in the township. In all, 18,120 children were vaccinated during the 3-day program.
Team RSP is performing exceedingly well, but the best is yet to come, said Mr. Deepak Chatraj, CEO, while interacting with employees of different departments of SAIL, Rourkela Steel Plant, on 1st February 2021. The CEO visited the departments to congratulate them for their brilliant performance in the month of January 2021. He was accompanied by Mr. Rajveer Singh, ED P&A, Mr. Pankaj Kumar, ED Projects, with additional charge of ED Works, Mr. C.R. Mahapatra, CGM in charge, MM and Marketing, Mr. P. Nigam, CGM, F&A, and other senior officers of RSP. The CEO commended the performances of different departments for fulfilling the APP targets. He emphasized upon the need for further improving the performance of the plant in 5 major areas, namely quality, safety, maintenance, cost of production, and volume to enhance the profitability of the plant. He also urged all to make every possible effort to achieve safety standards. Mr. Singh congratulated the collective and appreciated the associated departments for their combined effort to achieve this outstanding achievement. In his address, Mr. Pankaj Kumar reiterated the need for enhancement of quality and improvement in safety, housekeeping, and other techno-economic parameters. He also emphasized upon road safety and to strictly adhere to the SOPs and SMPs to avoid accidents. The other senior officers also congratulated the collective for their outstanding performance. Notably, the CEO and senior officers visited Blast Furnace 1 and Hot Strip Mill 1, where they interacted with the employees from different departments. Mr. Chatraj presented bouquets and sweets to the blast furnaces and associated departments, viz. Sintering plants, raw material handling plant, CO and CCD, services, steel melting shops, collective for achieving the APB target of hot metal production in January 2021. Similarly, for achieving APB targets in saleable steel production, he felicitated units like traffic and raw material, production planning and control, quality, hot strip mill and plate mill. The collective led by the CGMs and HODs of their respective departments reiterated their commitment to give their best and help the plant achieve further glory in the days to come. SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant has been organizing an array of programs to sensitize the employees as well as other stakeholders about road safety as a part of the observance of Road Safety Awareness Month 2021. The Safety Engineering Department of the plant, in association with other departments, is sensitizing the commuters on the do's and don'ts of road safety. Various other programs are continuously being conducted for promoting safety at workplace. On 1st February, around 500 employees, executives, CISF personnel, contract labor, and contractors joined hands to form more than a kilometer-long safety human chain to reiterate the commitment of RSP Collective on safety and strengthen the campaign. The enthusiastic participants held placards with various safety messages on road safety, as well as workplace safety like use of personal protective equipments, restricted cell phone usage, unsafe driving practices, safe driving tips, speed limit within plant, maintaining SOPs and SMPs. The campaign was organized from 8:45 am to 9:30 am to target the majority of the incoming employees in general shift entering from both Sanskar Gate and Main Gate. The effort was a joint endeavor of Personnel Department and Safety Engineering Department of RSP. Notably, Road Safety Month is being observed at RSP from 18th January to 17th February 2021.
RSP is doing extremely well on all fronts. However, the challenges and expectations become high when you're at the peak. We must not be content with our achievements. Let's strive further not only to sustain the momentum, but also to excel further in our every endeavor, said Mrs. Soma Mandal, Chairman, SAIL, while interacting with cross-sections of employees of different departments of SAIL, Rourkela Steel Plant, on 2nd February 2021. Mr. Deepak Chattaraj, CEO RSP, Mr. Rajveer Singh, ED PNJ, and Mr. Pankaj Kumar, ED Projects with the additional charge of ED Works, accompanied her during the visit. Praising the employees of RSP for overcoming the COVID challenges with their deep resolve and commitment and simultaneously registering brilliant performance on production, productivity, and every other important front, Mrs. Mandal said, "I'm sure with the kind of leadership, passion, and the sense of ownership RSP possesses, it will create even more new benchmarks in future." Emphasizing on the utmost importance of safety, the head of SAIL said, "There is absolutely no substitution for loss of life. We have to inculcate safety in our DNA and develop a culture. Safety has to be part of our every activity each day. RSP has to lead by setting an example for other units. Let's take a pledge that we will make the plant accident-free." Mrs. Mandal visited raw materials handling plant, coke ovens, blast furnace 5, steel melting shop 2, NSPCL, hot strip mill 2, and new plate mill, and took stock of the operations of different units. Earlier, the plant visit of the chairman commenced with a visit to the model room at the HRD Center. Notably, this is the first visit of Mrs. Mandal to Rourkela after assuming the responsibilities of SAIL chairman. On her arrival, she was given a warm welcome at the Rourkela airport by the CEO and other senior officers of the plant. A guard of honor was presented to her by the CISF unit of RSP. Later in the afternoon, Mrs. Mandal held discussions with representatives of trade unions, executive association, and local industry leaders. She also attended a high-level meeting at the conference hall, Manthan, to review the performance of the plant on various key areas. The chairman SAIL will leave Rourkela on 3rd February 2021. Karamveer Award distribution function was held at Repair Shop Electrical of SAIL, Rourkela Steel Plant on 28th January. Mr. P.K. Das, GM in charge, RSE, presided over the function and handed over the awards to Mr. Pitambar Mahato, Senior Technician, Mr. Rajkishore Lenka, Senior Technician, Mr. Shankar Kumar De, Senior Technician, Mr. Ganpati Behra, Master Technician, and Mr. Bishnu Charan Das, Master Technician, for the month of July, August, September, October, and November 2020, respectively. Present on the occasion were other senior officers and staff of the department. The awardees were awarded for their outstanding contributions towards achieving the objectives of the organization. The winners were felicitated with a certificate of appreciation and a trophy. The program was coordinated by Mr. Sanjeev Kumar Behra, Deputy Manager Personnel, CMGS and MPC. That's all for today's news. Namaskar.